What's up, everybody? Welcome to a new episode of Just a Little Salt. I know it's been a minute. I'm struggling to find time to keep you on a bi-weekly schedule, but I've been approached here by Peter to talk about something that I haven't really talked about before. I don't really know much about, but it sounds like a great cause. So I'm very, very excited to learn more about it. It's going to be involving hockey. I don't know much about hockey, so we'll see what happens. But this is Peter. He's going to introduce himself and what we're going to be talking about.
Hey, what's up? My name's Peter Ferro. I'm the president and one of the alternate captains for the FDNY EMS hockey team.
All right. Yeah. So Peter here approached me. There's it's called the EMS Cup, and it's coming up here soon. My experience with hockey is I went to a few games in college. I'm not going to lie, I don't remember a lot that happened because I wasn't in the right mind state. I just remember it was gnarly. A lot of crazy things happened. It was awesome what I witnessed. And the people that because I'm terrible on skates, so I can't imagine playing a game on them. But diving into this EMS Cup, for people who have not heard of it, what exactly is it? What is this EMS Cup for people that have not heard of it?
Okay, so we're it's a charity tournament. It comes right off it's September 14th, 15th, and 16th. It's coming right off the it's a 9/11 Memorial Tournament. We have 16 teams coming from either local teams or coming from across the country, coming down to Long Island coming down to Long Island. We're going to be it's 27 games over 3 days. So the goal is to raise as much money for the FDNY EMS Help Fund as possible. So we're looking forward to it. It's our second annual. Yeah.
Well, how did this idea first come about a few years ago?
So I took over the team about 2.5 years ago now. And when I took over the team, the FDNY, it's 18,000 people are employed by the FDNY. And there's any affinity group you can think of. There's a hockey team, a basketball team, pipes and drum, anything you can imagine. There's a softball team. There's a darts team, I'm pretty sure. If you can imagine it, there is an FDNY affinity group or team for it. But there's only two FDNY EMS affinity groups. There's the FDNY EMS hockey team, which I run, and there's the FDNY EMS pipes and drums. So, we're kind of in a unique spot here where we're one of two EMS only organizations. So we decided to do something for EMS. If we run a hockey tournament for EMS teams, for EMS charities, bring the fire departments, bring the police departments, bring veteran organizations in, raise money for our causes, make sure everyone has a good time. I think it comes out pretty good. Last year was a pretty big success. We went from 8 teams last year to 16 this year. So it's definitely grown pretty quickly, but I'm looking forward to it.
Great. And I love raising money for charities. So speaking of that, what charities do you all raise money for in particular?
So our main charity partner is the FDNY EMS Help Fund, but we've worked with the John Thiessen Children's Foundation, which is a local children with cancer charity. We also work with the families of deceased members, line of duty deaths. We'll help raise money for them. We'll go out and do a charity game, do a memorial game, sell tickets to the event, and then all of a sudden, we can raise thousands of dollars for those families. Make it a good day out for them as well.
It's great. I know you said this is the second annual one. What's the coolest moment you remember of last year's tournament?
So, I'm going to be a little selfish with it. My dad, I play goalie. I'm the goalie for the EMS hockey team. My dad, who was a firefighter for the FDNY for 30 years, he's on his own different retired first responders hockey team. So last year, I'm writing the schedule and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to play him round one, just. So we spent like 6 months just shit talking each other. Just who's going to win, who's going to win. Just it wouldn't end. And then, the game comes and I end up, beating them. I think we end up winning the game 5-4. Oh, sorry. Long shift last night.
Oh, I understand.
But yeah, it was very fun. So this year, I'm writing the schedule. And who am I going to put round one? I'm gonna, it's gonna be the rematch, and I'm pretty sure he's watching this. I'll tell him right now, I'm going to win again. It's not, it's going to happen.
Calling you out. He's calling you out again. You better show. You got to update me after this. See if you win again. Okay.
Yeah.
So what's it mean to you? Because the fire department's all about camaraderie, and in your singular department. But then you see you organize this event and you have departments from all over the country coming to it. What does it mean to see departments from all over America coming for this one cause?
I mean, it's very cool, man. So we're going, the way I was told, the way I could tell it to people is it's as far north as Maine, as far south as Washington, D.C., as far east as Massachusetts, and as far west as Ohio, which is a
Hmm.
good part of the country, a good
Yeah.
section of the country. But everyone, there's a lot of different jobs in this. There's correction officers, there's EMS,
Hmm.
there's veterans, there's firemen, and there's police. So, we're all in different areas and we all have very different experiences.
Hmm.
Firefighter in Maine is going to have a different work and can talk shop and do a lot of things different than a veteran in Kentucky or Ohio.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But, we're all in that ecosystem. We're all in that, first responders and veterans business. So we all understand it to an extent.
Hmm.
But yeah, it's very cool meeting all these people, seeing how they do stuff over there, how we should do stuff over here. It's very fun. It's very cool to, get the opportunity to meet all these people.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, I was looking into it. You named the certain divisions, right, in this tournament after members. What's that all about?
So they're the four most recent line of duty deaths in FDNY EMS, not FDNY, just FDNY EMS. We reached out to the families of all four of them, EMT Whiteside, Captain Russo, Lieutenant Sato, and Paramedic Rahman, to get permission to name the divisions after them so that, when the guys are out there on the ice, they know, hey, we're in the
Yeah.
Lieutenant Sato division. We're going to try and win this thing. The family's going to be down there. It's just one way to honor it and honor the families, honor their legacy, which is very big in the fire department.
Yeah, that's great. Speaking of that, I saw something about no one wearing the number 8. Can you tell the story behind that?
Yeah, so the players, us, we don't wear number 8 ever because if you count the privates and the FDNY members, there are 8 members of EMS that died on 9/11. We do reserve the number 8 for 9/11 EMS first responders are allowed to wear the number 8, and then the families of the 8 members that died on 9/11, 8 EMS people that died on 9/11, we'll give them a number 8 jersey, but
Hmm.
you're never going to see the number 8 on the ice. We're never going to, I'm number 52. Everyone else has the number. No one's wearing the number 8 on the ice.
Now, I saw something about memorial games. You hosted a memorial game. How did that tradition begin?
So, I took over the team about 2.5 years ago. And unfortunately, very, very quickly afterwards, Lieutenant Sato passed away. And I heard from the people over at Station 38, it was rough because he lived right by the station. And, after he passed, he was of the 4 line of duty deaths. He was the only one that I actually knew personally before he passed. But, I didn't know him super well. I knew him briefly, but, I'm in that division. I'm in Division 3, which is where he was. That's where I work. So, it did hit like a ton of bricks. He was a very young man, and I hear from one of the members of 38, they're trying to do something for him. And I'm like, hey, I took over the hockey team. We have, I think, $1,300. Let's see what I can get done.
Hmm.
We rent the ice, we find the opponent, we end up playing a different FDNY team to try and keep it all within the department. As a department coming together event, we played a team of firefighters. We won the game, but that was a very big thing. We ended up selling, I think, 700 tickets, raised a little over $6,000 for the family in one night. Yeah, so after Lieutenant Sato, unfortunately, Paramedic Rahman passed away as well. We held another game, but that was a lot, that was later. And now every time there's a line of duty death, we give it some time, we reach out to the family, and then we ask if they want the game. We're not going to just host it,
Yeah.
we're actually do it. If they want us to do it, we're more than happy to do it. It's an honor to do it, but yeah, a little stressful
Have you
too,
have you
learning
ever
all these things.
have you ever spoke to these family members like personally and asked what these games mean to them? Have they ever expressed that to you?
Yeah, I'm very close with both the Sato and the Ramen family. I
Hmm.
was talking to the day after the Sato game, I I text, they were there for their ceremonial puck job. There's a couple photos, but at the Lieutenant Sato game day after, I'm talking to the brother, and the brother tells me it was the first time he saw his mother smile since her son passed. So that was, you know,
Yeah,
that was,
that's huge.
yeah, that was, it's quite the compliment. It was one of the
Yeah.
best honors I've ever received.
That's great. And talking about, the brotherhood and sisterhood of it all, fire departments, EMS agencies. When you're on this hockey team, does it remind you of that brotherhood and sisterhood at work, with these teammates that you play with, or does it feel different?
It's definitely it's definitely a little different of a brotherhood, because in it's not a firehouse, right, where there's
Mm-hmm.
5 guys and an engine.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, EMS is just more spread out, right? It's you and your partner, and if it's busy that day, that it's gonna be the only person you're seeing the whole tour.
Mm-hmm.
Versus when we're on the ice, it's hey, there's 20 of us and we got one mission and we're working together. So being on the ice is definitely a different feel because it's 20 of us all ready to go, all one goal, and some of us like to hit, like to spice it up a little bit. So
Yeah, yeah.
occasionally we're gonna get in the scrap or two.
Now, I want to talk about just EMS culture in general. EMS doesn't always get the same recognition as fire and police. Do you think this event helps change that? When you beat a team full of firefighters, do you get a little bit more recognition?
I mean, we're still the second most famous FDNY team.
Yeah.
So, if we're going to be honest about it. But yeah, when we go out there, we beat a fire team, we beat a cop team. You'd be surprised how different it is. We're playing a fire
Hmm.
team, it's much more cordial. We'll keep it, couple of hits. But, if we're playing a cop team, it's a little more,
Is there a bunch of trash talk during this, or do y'all try to keep it civil?
yeah, no. We're not mic'd up for a reason. We're just gonna, we're not mic'd up for a reason. My guys are very competitive. My guys want to win. I want
Hmm.
to win. I'm not innocent. I've done a little trash talking myself. I've stirred the pot.
Yeah. Is other than the game against your dad, is there a rivalry you're looking forward to this year between two teams?
I mean, oh, that's a good question. Yeah, I'd say round one, the MTA Police Department is playing the Suffolk Police Department.
Hmm.
They were both in last year's EMS Cup. They both had really good runs in last year's EMS Cup. I think they both ended up making the Final Four. But now there's 16 teams and they gotta meet each other round one. I think that's gonna be a fun game to
Wow.
watch.
Yeah,
We've
yeah,
played
yeah.
that. We've played both teams. MTAPD really likes to hit, so it might get a little scrappy over there. But I think that's gonna be the most fun game to watch, and it's the first one of the tournament for day one. They're the ones kicking off the tournament.
Man, are these recorded or anything, or are they just live? You got to be there in person to see.
So we're working on a recording. I got a meeting in 2 days about getting on like the local TV network. So
Hmm.
hopefully we can maybe get a live stream going. I got nothing concrete on it yet because
Yeah.
But
It,
what else are they airing at
if you,
2 p.m. on a Monday?
yeah, exactly. If you figure that out, let me know. I'm gonna post it. I
Yeah,
want people
no,
to see this. I want to see it.
man.
Since taking over the team, being the leader of this, what are you most proud of that's happened?
That's a good question. So 4 hours of sleep last
Oh,
night.
it's all good. I understand.
Oh man, you know what? What I'm most proud of, probably getting the second one up and running. Because
Hmm.
the first one was 9 games with 8 teams, and now this one is 27 games with 16 teams. So it's
Hmm.
it's a lot more going on. We had to switch rinks because we need 2 rinks running 2 games at the same time. So I had to double the staff. I had to, triple the games, double the staff to get that all up and running. And we're good to go in a month. When puck drop starts, I'm pretty excited that we got all that done, pretty quickly.
That's great. Now, when people leave this EMS Cup, what do you hope they remember the most about it?
I hope they remember that we won. That'd be nice. But at the end of the day, the whole tournament's goal is to raise as much money for the goal is to raise as much money for the FDNY EMS Help Fund as possible. Last year, we
Hmm.
ended up raising like a little less than $3,000. So we're hoping with triple the games, we're gonna get to $10,000. And I hope they, yeah, I just hope they're like, hey, this was a good cause, it was a good time. I had a great time. I'm gonna come back next year, and
Yeah, yeah.
our charity partner gets as much money as possible.
Now, if there's someone listening to the podcast right now that they might be all the way on the other side of the country, they're not a hockey player, they don't plan on participating, but they want to help this cause. Is there any ways they can help this EMS Cup and help support the first responders involved with it and the families?
Yeah, so the one thing that you can do immediately would be to donate to the FDNY EMS Help Fund. That's our charity partner. Their big thing is mental health and emergency situations for our members.
Hmm.
They provide confidential counseling for FDNY EMS members. They provide emergency housing in certain scenarios. They provide anything that FDNY EMS member needs, they can go to the Help Fund, and the Help Fund can do what they can. So the first thing that you can do is, donate to the FDNY EMS Help Fund. The second thing, if you want, we sell a ton of merchandise. We only reimburse ourselves. All the profits go to the EMS Help Fund. If you ever watch that merchandise scenes from Spaceballs, we basically have everything except the flamethrower at this point. So, after the EMS Cup, whatever stock's left over, we're going to be putting online. So, if you follow the teams on if you follow our team on Instagram, we're going to be posting all the merchandise, wherever we have left in stock. I'm sure we'll have stock left over. I think we have 300 shirts coming in, 50 tumblers. It's ridiculous
Gotcha.
how much merchandise we have. The garage is full. There's nothing left in the garage.
Lastly, is there anything else you want to talk about and mention about the tournament? Once again, reiterate the dates it's going to be, what's going to be involved and all that.
Yeah, so it's September 14th, 15th, and 16th. It's on Long Island at Dix Hills Ice Rink. It's free admission. We just ask you donate what you can to the FDNY EMS Help Fund. Buy a shirt if you want. It's going to be a good time. We're really looking forward to it. It's going to be high level of hockey. Yeah, 27 games over 3 days, and we're looking forward to it. We're raring to go. We got some practices set up. The FDNY EMS hockey team, round 1 opponent this year is the Washington, D.C. Fire Department. So we're hoping to win that, move on to the next round. But yeah, we're pretty excited for this year's Cup.
That's great. Thanks for coming on, Peter. Thanks for talking about this cause. Everybody that's listening, please go check them out. Grab some merch after the fact if they have some on their website. Support this cause. If y'all have any questions, feel free to message me. I'll get them sent over to Peter, and stay tuned for the next episode. Thank you, guys.
Thanks for having me, man. I really appreciate it.